Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it's time for my client Ted's vlog, but a quick reminder, if you guys will please click like down below, be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed or following, please do so. And if you will be kind enough to please drop me a comment down below, I would also appreciate that. So let's get over to the training. All right, so Ted, we started his max effort day off with a close grip bench press. We do all of his bench in close grip. We've still been building his chest up though. Most people have noticed that. We saw some physique update pictures I put up on both Tubes and Facebook. So then the rest is supplemental work on, but yeah, so we tested his actual close grip. Instead of doing variations like our incline or floor press or pen presses. So we tested that. He ended up getting like 255, so we're happy with that. We want to get to, obviously, a 300 is a goal for him there. He's obviously stronger on the lower body than on that, but he's great at overhead pressing, great at pull-ups. I guess you guys have seen him strict press 200 pounds, which is more than his body weight. We've inclined 225. Very shoulder dominant, so people note that in the physique update pictures. So we do some back off benching usually afterwards, and then next I have him do close grip incline, and then we do overhead press. And the reason for that, he's such a shoulder dominant lifter, and he's a very shoulder dominant athlete with what he does with his other sports, that we just capitalize on that, right? So we know that's always going to be a thing for him, so we just double down on all of it. So even on his speed bench days, I have him do incline and overhead press. Of course, then afterwards we do some sort of pull up, some sort of chin up, usually a tricep exercise, and then curl. So yeah, it's a lot of volume. Now people say, what about rows? We do rows on his lower body days, right? That's where we put all that at. But even then, so the strict pressing, we do rep work with 155 here, right? So again, we go hard on that because he does 3 sets to 1 rep in reserve there. But again, notice that range of motion on those shoulders, right? That shoulder health and shoulder strength is so on point for him. Like I'm actually jealous as a coach. Like I wish at my age right now I could do all that, right? Man, I wish I could do that. Get that bar in that position behind my head. It would be nice. I've been doing some stuff working on it, but it's going to take time. We'll see, maybe with time. So afterwards, then, of course, he does weighted pull-ups. Obviously, he's repping out a 45 there. We're going to chin-ups again this coming week. I like to we rotate them around for him just to avoid overuse because we do go pretty hard on them. And then for triceps for this block, we're going back to an extension this coming week, but we've been doing JM floor press, but I also don't want to beat those triceps up too much. This gives us great carryover, but we run this stuff in phases, right? So again, because we do a lot of volume for him, we have to rotate a lot of stuff because we do max effort work, speed work. His volumes are some of the highest of any of my clients. He's also a very conditioned athlete. So accordingly, though, we've got to rotate stuff a lot just to avoid overuse, right? And to hit all these different angles because, again, he does grapple and stuff. So, again, something we have to be aware of. Of course, then we have some seal rows. We have some seal rows here in this spot. I threw them over here, even though they're usually on the other days a lot of times, but I threw it in here in the footage. We're going to rotate this over for like some axle bar work, axle bar rows coming up, because again, grip strength and other stuff that we want. And then of course, I just let him pick curls. I don't prescribe any of his curls, just like do whatever curls he wants, because he always comes up with new crazy stuff. He's got great arms. That's the interesting thing. Like he has great biceps and he doesn't do the same sort of curls ever. He just changes them all the time. It's just like, yeah, I like to rotate it up and just go really hard, go to failure. Something to that. Right? One reason sometimes I occasionally do, people get mad at me when I'm changing my curls up off and on, but I'm like, guys, just let me change them. Trust me, it works, it's fine. It's a single joint exercise. And I think people over stress that need to progress on just one movement. It's like, dude, we're doing other heavy stuff for your biceps as long as they're getting really fatigued. We're okay. All right, this is like 400 pounds on a safety bar. So we got a PR there. Of course, some people will be like, oh, they think it's an issue. Guys, that's how a safety bar works. Like that is literally what a true max looks like. It's going to cave like that on you. That's when you know you're at your max. But we also know we're probably in squat PR territory, right? Because his best back squat we've done was 405 sometime back. It's time for us to test that again soon because we're right there at almost the same weight with a safety bar. His upper back tends to be a weak link. All right, we're in a good spot. So this week, again, we did the safety bar squat good mornings. I'm going to rotate him back over to a different bar this coming week. I don't want to get any overuse there, but again, I love this bar again for grapplers. Why? Because of that stress it puts on the neck, the traps, that upper back, while still being a posterior chain exercise. And of course, he does like these pendulum squats, right? And he does them deep. He likes to pause on them and then come up. As coach, I'm fine with that. Dead stop, full range of motion training. Never going to hear me complain about that. I mean, I like to do pause squats and stuff myself. Kind of one of those cases where it makes me want to take my belt squat and set it up different sometimes, right? But I like to get mine just super deep. I don't want to take the tension off, or I would consider stuff like this. It's not a bad approach, taking these leg machines like that, bottoming them out. So then we do this. So we usually do good mornings. We do this. We do glute ham raises. We do reverse hyperextensions. Right? Sometimes some extra back work and stuff in here, making sure those lats grow. Notice his back. All my guys, everyone's like, man, all your guys have jacked backs. Like, yeah, because we focus on rows and pull-ups, and we do a lot of them. Okay, that's the key. Like, everyone's looking for a jack back, and they don't want to just do these movements. Guys, rows and pull-ups will give you a ridiculous back, especially if you deadlift, right? And so for him, we hit a 525 sumo, we hit a 500 conventional, right? He hit a 475 deficit conventional recently. Guys, this stuff builds backs. It's how you build your back. You'll build a monstrous back. Just get good at them. Here he is, glute ham raises. His hamstrings are a weak link. All right, so then we finished up. I didn't include all the accessories here because I don't want the vlog crazy long. Just showing you guys what we're doing. A lot of the accessories are the same, but then we do speed bench. So right now we're doing bands, obviously. So we're doing it all closed grip. I may have him go over, though. Be like, Ted, we're going to rotate grips. He's not going to like that if I have him do it. But we might do it. Like where we do three wide, three medium, three closed, one of my standard procedures. His pecs will probably come up from it, you know. And again, working those different angles, right? We work those different angles. And I haven't thrown that at him yet, but I'm going to. We are going to eventually take him over there for the speed bench to where we rotate grips. All my strongest benchers in the past, we've done that, including my guys benching over 400 pounds. All right, so then for the dynamic squats, we're doing safety bar box squats. Of course, he's figured out how to get the band set up on everything, so we're good. So these are doubles, and then we're doing sumo speed pulls. So next block I'm taking him over from, I've been doing 10, you know, the doubles and then singles. So now we're going to go to six doubles on both. I like to run that as a standard thing too. And again, you have to really focus because you only have 6. You got to really, really get in there and focus on every single rep. You have to make it count when we do that. But it works really well. It's again something I do for a lot of my people too. And then I'll take them back over to those higher numbers later. Sometimes I'll take people to as many as 12 sets, depending on what we need in our training. But it forces them to focus. If we take them down to just 6 doubles, man, people have to really focus. It changes the mindset of it. And then once they get used to that, we can come back over to 10 sets and stuff again. But again, we're doing a sumo phase right now on these. We'll go back to conventional. I'm going to have him do them on a deficit this coming block. Again, rotating movement patterns and weak link, because that's what's going to affect his deadlift. We need that lockout strength, right? And deficit deadlifts build your lockout. So I hope it's been informative. I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.